Buck counterpart in P7 at the moment. Can Buck 57 do better? That's the question, and I'll have the answer for you very soon indeed. Maybe could have got slipstream off the Mercedes man, but you would have tobogganed into his diffuser and had a terrible time. Giraffe across the line. P3 for Giraffe! Unbelievable lap there. Fantastic work from the Mercedes man. Buck 57, though, hugging the inside. Where can he find himself? It is ahead of his Buck counterpart as Big Sam. Actually demoted to P8 as a result of Giraffe's stonking lap time as well. It's P9 now for Buck 20, but he's quickly come out of the pit lane to rectify that issue. Milo, though, has already been out of the pit lane for a while, and through Spoon Curve he goes, scooping up the time, or trying to as much as he can. Full throttle, pedal to the metal stuff. Why has my stream just restarted? Why has it done that? Sorry, I'm going to have to check this now. I have no idea what's going on. 2 seconds, everybody. For some reason, my stream has decided to restart itself, and I have no idea why. Can you open Chrome, please? Thank you. I have no idea why. Let's find out. Into Video Producer. No, it just stopped it for no reason. Why would you do that? I'm going to download you in the background whilst I try and figure out what on earth happened. Anyway, standby screen off, back to the action, and let's see what Milo did. The answer is P5. Lovely little lap there. Stark's done a properly representative lap now. Now we are talking 127.852. That is much more like it. And there you go. Terziak has actually... Terziak's left the... What on earth has gone on for Terziak? I have no idea. Some Codemasters gremlins, I can only assume, because it's been an absolutely shambolic display on his end. And by that, I mean on his internet's end, because I've no idea. Unless he's also mathematically calculated that he can't win the championship and has retired anyway. I doubt that's the case. I'm pretty sure he'd love to race at the front anyway. But that's how the cookie has crumbled. And the cookie has crumbled not very nicely. Buck 20's on a little lap, though. Through the S section he goes. Absolutely pedal to the metal stuff. I was going to say same again for Milo, but the answer is he's already done a lap. He's in P5. Behind Mr. Pathyman, he's going to come into the pits, strap on a new set of boots, and that will be that. Hello, the four of you. Again, it's good to have you on board. I have no idea why my stream decided to restart for no reason. I apologise. I'll figure that out some other time. But, I mean, I technically have 2 videos now. I could finish my 100-day challenge because of that. How about that? No, I'm kidding. That's cheating. That's cheating. I'll do it properly tomorrow. I promise. Out of the pit lane, a bunch of drivers come again, though. Thanassi not on a lap because it's invalidated. It's going to be Buck 57 then. That is just coming out of pit row behind one of the KarlsCars. So this is the qualifying situation so far then. Jamie Tarquin is in P1 and starting another flying lap with Stark in P2, just over 3 tenths behind. Giraffe in P3, Pathyman in 4th, now in 5th because Buck 20's got up into P3. Very nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. Never mind, Pathyman takes it back. Normal service is resumed. 1 minute 28.0. Lovely stuff there from the Alpine driver, it must be said. And so, the conquest in qualifying continues. Terziak's left the session again, meanwhile. Codemasters, this is all your fault. And you should feel bad. Really bad. Giraffe in P5, Miller is 6th, Dirkleton and Guardian, the Williams lineup in 7th and 8th, Buck 57 in 9th, and Big Sam in 10th. Magico on a lap though. Red Bull have identical lap times. As Magico just said that, Red Bull have absolutely identical to the 1000th. Unbelievable stuff. Let's see what Jamie Tarquin's up to. The answer is he's 6 tenths off his previous lap time, apparently. According to the graphic at the top right, anyway. How accurate that is, I have no idea. The answer is I think it is actually quite accurate because through the Casio triangle, he's not going to get over the line in 1 minute 27.5, let me tell you. But what he is going to do is go again. And he has slipstream off Buck 57, I meant to say. How about that? How about that? Through the final corner goes Thanassi. He's used absolutely no battery whatsoever. It's 1 minute 31.5. And now he is deploying the battery. Now he is going for it. Okay, then. Let's see what you can do, Sunshine. Well, I swear it just said he did a 1 minute 31.5, and now he's done it. Right, you know what? I'm not even going to question it, to be honest with you. Something ridiculous is happening. Terziak's joined again in all of this. Thanassi not driving like an AI. I am in safe hands. Through into Degner's 1 and 2. Flick the car in. He's 3/10 up on his personal best lap time. Use a little bit of curb on Degner too, and that is absolutely beautifully executed. As into the left-hander he goes. Into the hairpin. Late apex this time. Broke as late as physically possible. The absolute pinpoint precision as Slam moves his way up into P7. Nicely done there, mate. 6,000th between himself and Dirkleton, though. Still plenty to play out in this qualifying session. It's Jamie Tarquin's coming up towards the final corner. 1.7 seconds down, and the answer is he is not going to be able to improve on his current time. Into the pit lane he goes. He will have time for one more flying lap, which is good news for him. Was 4/10 of a second up, and now is slowed down significantly to make sure he doesn't show his hand at the Japanese Grand Prix. Smart thinking from the championship leader, it must be said. Giraffe for the 1 minute 28.696. That is pretty impressive, it must be said. And he's going to try and improve on it, is the answer to that question. Out of the hairpin, he shoots, and the Energizer Bunny is in a coma because he's having to work overtime to make any of these drivers go any faster. It's unbelievable stuff, really. Through Spoon Curve goes the Mercedes man. And a little bit of a slide on the way out as well. A little bit unsettled is the car. And he's actually backed out of a lap again here. Lots of drivers actually backing out of lap times. Japan is one of those circuits which is so sweet if you get it right. And so incredibly heartbreaking if you get it wrong. As through goes an AlphaTauri of Buck 57. Currently in P6 on a 1 minute 28.733. But now the final lap times of the session can get underway. Stark has gone just past Spoon Curve. Jamie Tarquin just out of the pit lane. Pathyman soon to be out of the pit lane. And it is all live. Right here, right now. Milo is on a lap time, though, and is half a second up. Very nice. .130, almost 7/10 up on his lap time. That put him up in the dizzying heights of near his teammate. That'd be quite unbelievable. As through the Casio triangle, not a triangle, but he's used all his Pythagoras theorem for the line of best approach, and he's P4. 1 minute 28.191. Very nicely done. But now we know everyone else's times are going to try and tumble. As Big Goat is up to P6. Lovely stuff there. Stark now on a lap, though, and Milo would do very well to get out of the way of the Aston Martin driver, and he has. Stark with the purple Sector 1. He's not waiting around. He's giving it absolutely everything. Look at how late he brakes and turns into the hairpin. And that was clean as you like from the green machine. Full throttle down to the floor, basically. Or hopefully not down to the floor, because otherwise he's got a mechanical issue. But through into Spoon Curve. Flick it in. Will the aerodynamics comply? The answer is, my God, yes, they will. That was lovely there. Maybe a little bit of time on the table on the exit, but it's an absolutely masterful lap so far. As through the second sector split, will it reflect that? 4/10 up. Purple Sector 2. Surely it's going to be a lunge towards pole position. 40 seconds left of this qualifying session. The first of the heavy hitters up at the front, as the Mercedes man's had an issue. Across the line for Stark. Pole position by 2.5 of a second. Lovely little lap. I'll tell you what, it looked fantastic, and it was fantastic. My goodness me. Slam and Guardian have retired. Stark's qualifying session is done. But oh my God, what on earth's happened? That's why their qualifying session is done. A massive problem, and Jamie Tarquin's invalidated his lap. And with only 10 seconds to go, he won't be able to go for it again. And Pathiman spun out of the left-hander, skating across the gravel. His session is run as well. So it's buck 20. I could possibly be the only man to try and have an answer to Stark in this qualifying session. Thanassi's session's run as well. He starts P13, although I'm pretty sure he's pretty safe in the knowledge that he's won the championship, so there you go. But through the hairpin, I completely missed the first sector split for buck 20, I apologise. But through the right-hander we go. Buck 20 running a setup of 5k wings on each wing, obviously. It's got to go for maximum downforce. So much downforce, the earth actually rotates around his cars. There's a bit of a slide through the spoon curve. There's no denying he's giving it absolutely everything he can. As over the second sector split, he's down by 3/10. And so that'll be it. No one has an answer to Stark, who at the right time put in the absolute perfect lap. A pristine showing from Mr. Stark. Well, there you go. Vulcan's session done. He'll start P11 for the Grand Prix. Your pole position man is the Aston Martin driver. Stark, what a final lap in qualifying. What a way to do it. I said it looked fast, and boy, was it fast. On the absolute limit all the way through. Man and machine in perfect harmony. 1 minute 27.287 is the fastest lap of the day. We wait for buck 20 to get wheeled into his garage, and that will do it. That will do it. Stark on pole position by 2.5 temps over Jamie Tarquin. Pathiman completing the top 3. Congratulations, my friend. Millo and buck 20 in the McLarens 4th and 5th. Dirkleton in 6th. Big Sam 7th. Giraffe 8th. Buck 57 9th. And Slam completes your top 10 with Vulcan, Guardian, Magico, Thanassi, Raiden, Maximus, and Terziak not even setting a time. Well, here we go then. 10 seconds and it'll be a dawn of a new day. In Majora's Mask's case, you better start panicking. But in Formula One's case, it's just part and parcel of the sport. As we head to the Japanese Grand Prix. Stark your pole sitter. Jamie Tarquin, though. The feisty hammerhead shark. Not that his head's flat, of course. But that he has tenacity. And he has a lot of bite. And we'll see if he can put it to good use. As we're here in race day. Good morning. Did you sleep well? I certainly did. My 2 seconds worth of kit was wonderful. The Ferris wheel on the right there is a Ferris wheel. I don't know any other fact other than it's a Ferris wheel. I would not be a good tour guide for Japan. Let's put it that way. I must say as well, they decided to not go for the locals in the marshalling. You can see it's actually, I think, the same marshalling crew at every single race. They do. Apparently they get around, but well, there you go. It's the most loyalty that Formula One has shown since. I don't know. I've got nothing. I'll let you finish that sentence, honestly. Here we are, though. Race day. What can we expect? Expect Thanassi to charge through the field. Expect Terziak to do much the same, unless his Wi-Fi has decided to go kapunk. What else? What else? Expect chaos. That's all I'm going to say. Expect unbridled, unfiltered chaos as we head very soon into the Japanese Grand Prix. Start from pole position then. First time in a while I think he's got pole position. Can't remember when. Christmas holidays, you know, turkey does things to your brain. I'm not even going to tell you what. But let's see what he can do. If he can control it from the front, that would be ideal. Let's see what he can do though. 5 red lights in Japan. Lights out and away we go. And it's a great start for Stark on the medium tyres. Fantastic. It's Pathiman going for the move on the Ferrari driver. Tries to go round the outside, but nothing doing there. Soft tyres on the Ferrari car are always going to win out for the moment. It's buck 20 versus Dirkleton behind, as there's a bit of argy-bargy going on in the background. What on earth happened there? I saw Guardian go off briefly. Thanassi down into P15 because Terziak is making moves immediately. left, and oh my goodness me, Vulcan has speared off towards Tibet. That is not good at all. Terziak, though, on the move and putting Maximus under unbridled pressure through the first two Degners. Milo's through to P3. No, because Pathiman spun. Oh, dearie me. After such an impressive qualifying performance, he's got no nose. He has got no nose. Voldemort has greeted him with open arms, as he has done with so many drivers. Jamie Tarquin's up into P1, by the way. I missed that completely. I apologise. But soft tyres working miracles already. And now let battle commence everywhere else, as Giraffe is looking for a way past Buck 57. Looked actually to have great momentum out of the spoon curve, and that's why mediums versus hards, switching to the inside. Tries Giraffe, but nothing doing there. Guardians in the sandbox, though, after a spin of some description. That is not ideal, but he is back on his merry way. So, Jamie Tarquin, your leader by 2 seconds almost at the end of lap 1. Stark P2, Milo 3rd, Buck 24th, Big Sam in 5th, but for how long? Because here comes Dirkleton down the inside, leaving just about a car's width, but almost, I think, contact made purely based on netcode. Giraffe having to take avoiding action in all of the chaos. Terziak's had a problem. What on earth's happened there? He's had like a half spin of some description. Thanassi, I just saw, overtook him, so I mean, what on earth happened there? But I don't know, so yeah. 2.6 seconds, the gap already. Thanassi was looking to make a move, though, on Slam. Round the outside of the Degners. No chance, mate. Absolutely no chance. Do you have a death wish? If so, be my guest. Otherwise, you do not want to go for that. Into the hairpin, though. Perhaps something is cooking there. Round the outside of Slam, trying to use the momentum to his advantage. He does use it to his advantage. And a neat move there from the championship leader, possibly championship winner. I didn't check, my bad. That's all I can say. Giraffe putting Big Sam under all kinds of pressure. After Big Sam's moment at turn 1, he has actually regained his composure very well. Very, very well at that. Dirk within half a second of Buck 20. Buck 57, half a second of him. Big Sam on the move as well, but Giraffe is not waiting around. Even before 130R arrives, he's down the inside. Big Sam looking for a move into the Casio triangle, but defense from Giraffe is put up, and he'll carry on towards the promised lands of even bigger points. The gap now 3.4 seconds out in front, and it's these two fighting away again. Stark versus Milo. As Stark goes extremely wide. For a brief moment, Milo sniffed an opportunity there like a rabid Rottweiler. But unfortunately, no opportunity did present itself in the end. And actually, through the S's, Stark has found great momentum. Where on earth's that come from? A little psychological boost out of nowhere. Milo now out of DRS range. It's not even slightly ideal for his race, but never mind. Up at the front, it's 4.1 seconds. I've got deja vu from last race. Have I been here before? Thanassi, though, what's his progress looking like? Up into P8. Maximus is into the pit lane. Out of it he goes, and he is on the hard tyres. Possibly damage. I can almost certainly guess it was damage. What on earth's happened to Big Sam? He spun on the inside of the hairpin. No. Oh, no. Magico and Raiden having a little ding-dong battle here. I see that, but Raiden's got no momentum whatsoever. And now Vulcan's going to be the one in hot pursuit. Raiden's got no Oh, no! Turns in on Vulcan. That could well be front wing damage. But here comes Terziak. 2 in 1 corner. As both of them are having their own scuffle. Terziak slurped up the scraps and said, thank you very much. I'll have a piece of the action. P11 now. And he can carry on in his pursuit now of Magico in the Red Bull. Milo with DRS. Stark defends just enough to stop Milo considering diving down the inside or trying to go round the outside. Left just under a car's width. It's a risky business. But if you play the risky business to perfection, well, you're on for a surefire win. Or in this case, a surefire P2. Because, well, 5.5 seconds is quite the margin after the first 4 laps. Jamie Tarquin absolutely running away with it. But Thanassi now has Giraffe in his crosshairs. Still within DRS of Buck 57 is Giraffe. So I must say, mightily impressive. But we've seen Thanassi go for moves into the hairpin before. thinks about it again, but actually goes for that different line to get a better exit out of the corner. As you can see, he gets an absolutely fantastic exit. Under 2/10, approaching 1/10, looking to the inside of the spoon curve, thinking about the inside of the spoon curve, not going for the inside of the spoon curve. That finished my own sentence pretty well, but Giraffe goes wide. That's why, and Thanassi easily breezes past and into P7. Giraffe will try everything to fight back, but that is probably battle done and dusted. Oh, no, it isn't. Giraffe down the inside, surely not. The two of them going hammer and tong, but the hammer and tong are in Thanassi's hands. And he has bruised the fingers of an otherwise very optimistic Giraffe. Buck 57, Thanassi's teammate, not even with a great exit particularly either. Look how close his teammate. Surely it's going to be an easy let through. It would have to be, and it is indeed. Good team play from the AlphaTauri boys. Aston Martin, in Canada at least, take notes. Still that gap at the front increasing. 6.1 seconds now. As albeit the mediums are now starting to cross over. You can see it on the way Stark gains and gains through the S section. But Jamie Tarkin with almost an insurmountable gap already on lap number 5 of the Japanese Grand Prix. Milo now outside of a second again. The ebb and flow of this gap. You see Stark have one fantastic sector, and then in the second sector it kind of goes wrong and Milo stays within DRS. Then on another lap, Milo's right within Stark's DRS and then makes a mistake himself, and Stark says thank you very much, goodbye. Like I said, ebbs and flows. Kind of writes itself, this script, doesn't it? The man to watch, though, is this man. And Terziak in P11 within DRS range of Magico. They're coming up towards the spoon curve now. Just watching them on the mini-map. It's Thanassi, though, on my screen, who is front of stage. The ball is in his court to make the moves. Dirkleton will have DRS, though, so perhaps a defensive mechanism. As much of a defensive mechanism as can be mustered against the championship leader / winner of Season 2. DRS will be wide open for Thanassi. Here he goes. And the answer is, well, no, he won't make the move at all because Dirk has absolutely rocketed away like Saturn V into the first couple of corners. Nothing to do there except wait behind for the time being. But in the spirit of racing, it gives the chance. That saves the battery. Terziak thought he'd made the move, but a mistake, a snap, and a spin. No! The power of 3 does not fall into Terziak's hands at all. Does stay off the racing line, so kudos to him where kudos is due. But it has not gone his way at all this weekend. Even in Portugal, where a safety car should have helped him out, it's all fallen apart. It's all crumbled under Terziak's fingers and hands and all other kind of grip analogies. But anyway, it's not been a weekend to remember, or a week to remember, of Blackout Racing for any stretch of the imagination for the Alpine team. What it is a race weekend to remember so far is for Jamie Tarquin, 6.7 seconds ahead. Also a race weekend to remember for Stark and Milo, possibly. Both of them consistently strong so far this weekend. And to the outside of 130R, on the grass, Milo says, I'll do a spot of lawn mowing and still get the overtake done. But it does mean DRS will be Stark's down the main straight. Let's see what kind of battery they're both playing with. The answer is loads and loads of battery for each of them. And all aboard the Milo train, serving first class caviar up in, well, first class, you doofus. Towards turn 1, though, Stark choosing not to go for the overtake. Perhaps might use Milo as a little bit of the horse and carriage thing as Thanassi gets past Dirkleton. Soft tyres might be withering away, but he's definitely not showing it. Easily keeps it together and up into P5. Goes the championship leader / winner. How many times am I going to call him that this race? I'll probably stop now. It's getting quite repetitive. Stark down to P4, though. Must have made a mistake because Thanassi's gone straight through down the inside. That is opportunism right there. My goodness me, but a massive snap of oversteer. Not just from Thanassi, but in sympathy, Dirkleton does it as well. And so, plummeting down the order is the Aston Martin driver. And we kind of saw this in his soft tyre stint in Portugal. Who on earth has had a spin? Oh, it's Terziak again! Oh, dearie me! What a horror show, a nightmare-induced weekend here in Suzuka. And another spin! The tyres are not with him at all. Surely he's got a pit. and do something to get off those soft tyres, because they are not complying whatsoever. Into the infield again for the man secured second place in the championship. I'm pretty confident about that. But he's got to be tiptoeing now. The tyres on the verge of melting away. On the verge of lava temperatures, honestly. As a safety car is out, there's his bacon saved. But there's only so much. There's only so much, well, sympathy you can give for the salamiing in this situation. Terziak's had really not had the rub of the green at all this week of Blackout, and it continues to show. Multiple spins upon multiple spins. It's a horrible scenario, but a safety car could change things. Thanassi onto mediums, Stark onto hards, Dirkleton onto hards, Buck 57 onto mediums, Giraffe onto hards, I think that is, yes it is. Slam onto, I think, hards as well. Magico onto hards, Vulcan onto tyres, and by that I mean mediums. Raiden onto mediums, Big Sam, basically it's mediums and hards all round. And you'd be foolish not to. Of course, the drivers still have to stick to a delta, though. So Jamie Tarquin will still get a pretty free pit stop out of it, all things considered. Which will be nice for him. Can remain in the lead on the freshest tyres, but this man now could be in P4, nay, possibly higher, depending on how things transpire. But he's left the session. He has left the session. Oh dear, well. That could be quite interesting in the grand scheme of things. Possibly his AI won't take the advantage of the Delta. We'll have to find out. As into the pit surely comes Jamie Tarquin. Indeed he does. Surely onto medium tyres it would be unwise to do anything else. And he is indeed not unwise. His pit crew are not unwise. He's a very sharp tool in the toolbox. And into P2 as Buck 20 stays out. That's bold. That's very bold, actually. Thanassi's AI car going for it, though. Jamie Tarquin needs to get a move on because he needs to stay at Thanassi, and he will, luckily. Goodness me, I didn't realise the Delta... Well, I think it's when the leader crosses the line, the Delta dissipates. But that's quite the gain that Thanassi has made now, right behind the man in prime position to win this race. I'd like at this point to retract the previous statement. Alpine have actually had a decent weekend in Portugal because Pathman came P5. He literally came P5. Of course he did. So there you go. And secondly, let's talk about the Japanese Grand Prix. Buck 20, firstly your leader with Jamie Tarquin and Thanassi in P2 and 3. Milo in 4th, Stark in 5th, Dirkleton in 6th. Buck 57 taking up the second mantle of his two numbers in 7th. Giraffe in 8th, Slam in 9th with Magico in 10th. Vulcan, Raiden, Big Sam, and the rest of the grid is there for you to see. The Japanese Grand Prix, like I said, an historic venue in Formula 1 folklore. Like I said, many a championship win crowned here. 1988 was Senna. After pretty much stalling on the grid and then finally getting going, managed to come back and claw his way through the field to win the Japanese Grand Prix. I know where we are geographically. To win to win the Japanese Grand Prix and win his first World Championship. In 1989, it was a McLaren again that won the World Championship, but it was not Ayrton Senna, it was Prost. In what I would argue, actually, if you're gonna get het up about Abu Dhabi 2021, people, look at Suzuka 1989. If that happened today, you would be screaming on Twitter. So it goes both ways. If you're gonna scream injustice at Abu Dhabi 2021, which I certainly have done, then look at 1989 and do the same. And then remember the FIA are not nice people. How about that? If we can all agree the main enemy is the FIA, Formula 1 is a better place. So there you are. It was a crash between Senna and Prost, though. Prost said if Senna tried to overtake him, he'd crash into him. And he stuck to his word. Senna, though, managed to keep going and won the race. And got disqualified for, and I quote, not completing the full race distance. Well, neither did race winner Alessandro Nannini. Yeah, he was still allowed to finish the race and keep his points. Because the FIA president was French and preferred Prost. In fact, he was biased. So that's why he disqualified Senna. Because otherwise, it would have gone to the final round, and Senna would have had another chance of winning a championship, and could well have been a 4-time champion, but we'll never know, because history has told us that the FIA don't give us nice things. In 2006, Suzuka was the turning point for Michael Schumacher's 8th World Championship crusade. Led the whole race, pretty much would have won it, but an engine failure, a heartbreaking engine failure, let him down. I'm a Fernando Alonso fan, so it wasn't that heartbreaking for me at the time. But I would be pretty confident that Schumacher would have won the World Championship had his engine not gone in Japan. I'm at least 100% confident about that. And I would not be disgruntled. I would just be gruntled. So there you are. Safety car over the sector split, surely coming in at the end of this lap. And indeed it is, because the final few cars will catch up to the back of it. And so, Buck 20 will be the man to lead the grid on. Let's see, meanwhile, what tyres everybody's on, because that's fun, isn't it? The only person not to have pit is Buck 20. I have no idea why. I presume he didn't want to go for the double stack. That's probably why. But equally, why would you not pit? Because now you are going to be a sitting duck to the cars behind you. He's pulled the trigger. We are racing again in Blackout. And immediately, well, Jamie Tarquin's going to steam through. I have no doubt about that. Milo's going to steam through on Thanassi, meanwhile. Look at that. Into P3 he goes, and I suspect it's because Thanassi's AI is driving. Because he, well, left about a cruise ship's width between himself and Stark. Through into P4 he goes. And Thanassi, again, with the sinking feeling, albeit his robot form has, because he's not there. Jamie Tarquin, your leader then. And sending about eating up the miles. Buck 20 in P2, unless I'm watching a different race. I don't think I am. Let me see. Oh no, I'm definitely not. That's not AI behaviour at all. We're good. Because Stark, meanwhile, that's AI behaviour right there. Actually tried to go for a move on Mr. Stark. That would have been very interesting, because I think Stark was going for a move on Buck 20. Speaking of which, inside a spoon curve looks tasty. Buck 20 goes very wide. Pretty much opens the door up for Stark, and even then, even with the free invitation, Stark can't get the move done. Massive slide from Giraffe there in the background. And now Stark will surely get it done down the inside. No, not down the inside. He won't do that, in fact. Dirkleton down the inside of Thanassi's robot form. It's into the Tassio triangle. That's not quite right. Oh, dear. Dirkleton's been spun out by AI technology. I told you it's taken over, and it has taken over Dirkleton's fortunes because it's made them bad. Down the main straight. Stark down the inside into the first corner, and that there is textbook. Graded to an A+ with gold star completion. Stark through into P3, into the podium positions. And now let more battles commence. As behind Raiden. Oh no! Raiden's out of the Grand Prix. There he is in the infield. And another safety car is deployed. And Buck 20's bacon is firmly saved. Because now he can strap on the new tyres and hardly lose any time to those cars behind. Well, safety car time, and I think you know what that calls for. It's time for 10 fun facts about Japan, according to Rickshaw Travel. Don't take their word as gospel, they could be wrong. So, number 1, they say it's good manners to slurp your noodles, just your noodles. Which explains why certain industries are so popular. Anyway, look, back to the traditional meal on Christmas Eve in Japan. I think actually quite a few of you will probably know this, as I certainly did anyway. It's KFC. KFC is traditional Christmas Eve meal. 3.6 million Japanese people feast on KFC Christmas dinner. Hours of queuing and ordering weeks in advance is expected, apparently. Turkey and chicken supposedly wasn't widely available for the Christmas curious Japanese, so Colonel Sanders did his bit. So there you go. Japan is not all about the cities. Yeah, you can say that again, that's for certain. It's got Mount Fuji, and there's over 100 active volcanoes, so it's pretty nice. There's a rabbit island in Japan. How about that? It's made up of nearly 7,000 islands conglomerated together. It's known for a massive population of rabbits. The island was also used to test chemical weapons during World War II, and it's said the test subjects roamed free, being the rabbits. And they had, since it's a predator-free environment, they might be radioactive rabbits, but I'll tell you what, they are nice bunnies as well. The number 4 is extremely unlucky because the word "shi" is apparently very similar to the Japanese word for death. So there you go. If you're superstitious and you like the number 4, don't go to Japan. Although, hang on, what's Lando Norris's results like? I swear he got a podium in Japan. Didn't he? Let's find out. We're going to find out right now. 2023 Japanese Grand Prix. Lando Norris was second. So the number 4 isn't unlucky. It's just a superstition, everybody. Don't worry. It's all okay. Who also led one lap of that race? There's a naked festival. Right, moving on. The trains are some of the most punctual in the world. The average delay of a Japanese train is 18 seconds. I'm pretty sure, what they don't say on this website, I'm pretty sure they also get fined if the train is late. They actually get fined, and if it's really, really late, they have to issue a public apology. Surely it should be the other way around, though. Public apology first, and then fine. No, actually, fine them first. It's much better. The Japanese love wacky flavours. They have green tea Kit Kats. They're disgusting. Everyone has their own seal. Wow, I didn't know they had a wallowing animal. That's pretty cool. Japanese have their own. Oh, it's not a blubbery animal at all. It's actually like an identity seal. Well, there you go then. Anti-ninja floors. Deliberately squeaky floors. A defense measure against ninjas. The ninjas are apparently steeped in folklore, but if you ever thought there'd be a ninja in your house, don't worry. Your floor would give them away. So there you are. Also in Japan, it's had 2 locations for hosting Formula 1 racing. This one, of course, at Suzuka. And it's also it's raining. It's not raining. Why are you on intermediate tyres, Maximus? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Explain yourself, sir. I don't understand. Anyway. Thanassi's AI is still roaming free as far as I'm aware. But I was going to say, yes, here's one of the venues that the Japanese Grand Prix has been hosted at, and also at the Fuji International Speedway. Recently, 2007 and 2008 hosted the Japanese Grand Prix in Formula 1. The winners, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, respectively. And Alonso, had he not won at Singapore and had Crashgate not been forced to happen, he would have won Japan completely on merit anyway. Was he? How were Renault supposed to know that? I don't know, but a bit of hindsight and a bit of optimism might have actually gone a long way in not screwing the pooch, I'll be honest with you. But also, in the 1970s, they raced in Fuji. Specifically, 1976. I don't remember it, I wasn't there. But I do remember the folklore behind it. The battle between James Hunt and Niki Lauda. It was James Hunt that came out on top in the end. It was torrential rain conditions at Fuji. Lauda actually pulled out of the race to say it's not worth racing in those conditions for a championship. And after his crash at the Nürburgring, well, one can hardly blame him, I'll be honest with you. Safety car in on this lap. And my advice to you is, if you haven't watched Rush yet, go and watch it. You will like it. Jamie Tarquin setting the pace again then on the medium tyres. There are a bunch on newer tyres further down, but they're much further down. And I doubt they will be a threat even slightly. So, bring the noise. Jamie Tarquin pulls the trigger. And we are underway again for racing in the Blackout Racing League. Let's see what Thanassi can do then, or Thanassi's robot. The answer is he's going to get gazumped off the restart by Mr. Slam. Down the inside he goes, although a bit of momentum from Mr. Robot has actually done something quite good there. Goodness me, unless it's not his robot anymore. That's also quite... It's definitely not his robot. He's retaking control. Or is it? Can't tell. If it isn't, his robot is absolutely sparked into life. So there you go. No, it's definitely a robot. Why would you overtake there? So, at the front, Jamie Tarquin, 7 tenths worth of gap. Milo, then Stark, only 3 tenths behind. Buck 57, only 5 tenths behind him. Giraffe, 2.3 seconds. Well, now only 2 seconds behind his next closest competitor is Terziak, up into P9. Diving move into the hairpin. Lovely stuff indeed. Maximus typically has spun and has got major issues because guess what? It's not the right weather for the intermediate tyres. Slam up into P6 finally. Thanassi has been displaced. If you're watching Blackout for the first time, this is actually how Thanassi drives. I'm joking. It's not how he drives. It's really not how he drives at all. When his AI is controlled, it is. But it's going to be a 4-way battle for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all prepared, because it's set to be a cracker. On board with Mr. Milo. Dumping the battery, absolutely annihilating the battery. Could try and think about a move into turn 1. Jamie Tarquin did leave the space, but momentum was always going to be in his favour. And so he keeps P1. We have 4 tours, just under 4 tours of the Japanese Grand Prix to go. Terziak up into P8, round the outside of Magico at the first of the S's. And now he has got Thanassi's AI for company. The battle of the top 2 in the championship. And can he do it? Unless I've lagged out again and Thanassi's just leading anyway. That would just be salt in the wound, wouldn't it? Guardian's crashed out. Oh dear. Through the left-hander. He must have done a Kimi Räikkönen. Diving down the inside goes Terziak. Goodness gracious me. And absolutely drowning the ERS in despair. He's got loads left actually. He used a bit of it is what I'm trying to say. But he's breezed past Thanassi, for lack of a better term. Into P7. Maximus will score at least a point in the championship, despite being on the intermediates, because everyone else has fluffed it. So that's great news for him. And there's still time for everyone else to do so. Make no bones about that. Jamie Tarquin, 7 tenths now the gap. He's regained his composure. In fact, he's gained momentum extremely well. His DRS now enabled on this lap, breaking the slipstream, weaving to the inside a tiny bit, and Terziak actually comes into the pit because the rain is now falling. It is now falling, and intermediates strapped on to Terziak's car. Has he pulled off a master stroke? Will it rain enough? It only looks like it's spittling though, so I assume not. Never mind, it's actually raining quite a bit. Goodness me. Well, let's see what everyone else does then, and let's see what the pace of Terziak and Vulcan is like compared to everybody else. 15 seconds the gap, and let's see what he can do. Dirkleton, the man on the move though, past Magico he goes into P9 for a brief moment as Buck 20 is looking to be the man on the move. Thanassi's AI is struggling because it's an AI, and through the hairpin, well, it's good night Irene, it's casserole time. And Buck 20 up into P7 now and going for the big points, it must be said. Track looking nowhere near greasy. Surely it's not going to get anywhere near intermediate conditions, but Terziak actually keeping pace with Big Sam. Hang on a second. Is there another element to this race that we are yet to explore? Let's find out. Pathyman's the man on the move. Magico again is going to lose a position. He's plummeting down the order. Hard tyres. Old hards versus newer softs. I mean, the evidence is there for all to see of just how quick they are. Terziak is catching Big Sam. You can see the sector splits that are really... I mean, there's lap data, obviously, but, I mean, I simply can't be bothered. What's his braking like? I mean, it's still pretty much the same as the dry. I don't think anything's going to change there. Stark was all over the back of Milo for a brief moment. Through the left-hander, there you go, towards the two Degners. All to play for still. Milo, of course, still has the RS. Off of Mr. Tarquin up ahead. So don't count anyone out, really, in this final stanza. Milo's gone wide. Stark has an opportunity, but a big slide as he tries to get on the power. The tyres just not biting into the bitumen the way he would have wanted them to. And so he's stuck, practically pushing Milo towards Spoon Curve. My goodness me! Looked like contact was almost made through the first part of the Spoon Curve, albeit just a friendly nudge, really. That's what kind of friendship we have here in the Blackout Racing League. That's towards 130R we go. Let's see what battery everyone's on. And Jamie Tarquin's almost got nothing left to play with. And the rain spatters are properly hitting the camera now. It really is rain time. But it just isn't going to come down quickly enough for Terziak to have any kind of gain, realistically. As DRS will belong to Milo. The lead will surely belong to Milo as he easily sweeps on past Jamie Tarquin into P1. But with 10 laps softs, there is still a long way to go of this Japanese Grand Prix track. The final lap is upon us. Slam and Dirkleton are fighting super hard, and it's cost Slam big time. As through goes Mark 20 into P7. Milo just has to control this now, though. He's not using battery. Jamie Tarquin is using battery. Surely not through there. You're hardly going to gain anything through there. You've got to save it and play the mental game. Play the mind games, should I say. The mental game is a different game. It's significantly worse. But the top three, just under a second separating them. Maximus has been done for track limits, and I'm not surprised. The Inters are probably, well, fifth hand at this point. Milo just has the Spoon Curve and 130R and the Casio Triangle to go before he wins the Japanese Grand Prix. But can he do it? Is the exit from Jamie Tarquin any good? It is decent. It is decent, but Milo's got more battery. He's got so much more to play with, and it's going to help him. It's going to get him over the line, surely. There's only one more chance for Jamie Tarquin, and he can't take it. Milo's going to do it. Through the Casio Triangle, the McLaren man will cross the line and win the Japanese Grand Prix. A simply fascinating end to this Grand Prix. And all it took was the DRS on the final lap. Fantastic. GG's to Milo, says Raiden. GG's to you indeed, sir. You are the man. You are the winner of the Japanese Grand Prix. Jamie Tarquin P2 and Stark in P3. Just over half a second. Just as you do. Separating the top three. I mean, come on. You just can't do better. You just cannot do better. Terziak, no, the intermediates were not the right way to go, as it turns out, in 13th. And that means, for the second time on F1 23, Thanassi is your driver's world champion. I will give him a clap. That was a rubbish clap, but I said a clap. That's the way it goes. There you go. Anyway, further down, Dirkleton finished in 5th. Buck 20 in 6th. Just 500ths ahead of Giraffe, who finished in P7 in the end. Stark said that was a fun race. Hards were decent. They did actually seem very decent, to be honest with you. Thanassi, driver of the day, or at least the Android version of Thanassi. No consolation, really. His Android was rubbish compared to the human version. Got to sort that out immediately. Patch that. But Milo is the man on top here in Japan. All he can do is stare at the trophy with a glint in his eyes, because he knows he's done it. He has won the Japanese Grand Prix. It's another win for the McLaren team. Back on the top step of Formula 1. And they spray the Sprite Zero. They clink the bottles. Drink sweet nothing. And that will do it for Blackout here in Portugal and Japan. Milo, your race winner. Jamie Tarquin in second with fastest lap, though, so they score the same number of points on 30. Stark in P3 says if he hadn't made the mistake at the end of Sector 1, he think he might have gotten ahead of Milo. And you're probably right, but I can't add anything to that. That's still not bad with an awful back, mate. That is fascinating driving from you, mate. Well done. Goodness me. 2 podiums. Nothing to turn your snout up at. Then, Buck 57, Dirkleton, Buck 20, Giraffe, Slams, Thanassi, Pathaman, Magico, Big Sam, Terziak, Vulcan, Maximus, and Guardian and Raiden didn't finish. And there we are. That is the Japanese Grand Prix. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Blackout Racing for the first time in 2024. And the champion is crowned here for the second time in Blackout on F1 23. Thanassi, congratulations. You are the Drivers' World Champion. But while the points gap has been decided, I'll tell you what hasn't been decided, and that is Blackout altogether. Because there are still certain battles that could play out. Perhaps the battle for P3 is quite tasty. Perhaps some constructors' battles are getting a little bit hot under the collar. We will have to find out. But there you have it. 3 races next week. 3 races. If you didn't catch the beginning of this stream, Australia, Spain, and Brazil we are heading to. And who knows? I might even take part. I'm not sure yet. Albeit I will be on a controller and I might suck. Or I can do it on my wheel. But where I won't suck. But the live stream quality will be significantly less. So, what sacrifice do I make? I don't know. But regardless, let's have a rundown of the races. And then we shall see. Well, we shall see you next week for more Blackout, basically. We just need to decide the championship on Japan Quali. Yes. Well, Portugal first. Portugal first. It's like my brain's racking. I can feel the cogs in my head turning. And, well, in Portugal, it was Thanassi that could have won in the Portuguese Grand Prix. Unfortunately, though, he didn't. A late safety car put pay to what could have been a potential Grand Slam. In the end, it was Jamie Tarquin who won the Portuguese Grand Prix. The late pit stop was the way to go. The safety car pit stop was the way to go, in fact, and not track position. He got through and breezed away out of DRS range, but there weren't enough laps to get DRS anyway. So, what's the point? Stark came third. Milo was fourth. It was all very close. Well, Milo would have been fourth, actually, but Codemasters happened, so that wasn't the case. Pathaman finished in fifth, which was very good for him. It was just a very good race in Portugal. The racecraft was absolutely scintillating. And, well, it's good to be back in the Blackout Racing fray. Let's put it that way. And while Portugal, well, the sprint race, Thanassi won the sprint race. I forgot to mention that. He won the sprint race. Maximus was P2. And then the order eludes me. But it was a very decent race. Who's joined me?
It's
Hello, Dirk.
Mistakes of today.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you. I'm not doing too shabby at all, it must be said.
Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Did you get some nice clips?
I think I got some decent clips. I mean, there's bloody loads going on this week, so I was everywhere and anywhere. But
oh yeah, it was
no,
beautiful racing today.
especially in Portugal, the racing was absolutely freaking fantastic. So I've got some very good clips from there.
That's because people went very different with strategies.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the main thing.
As you might have seen, some people went very aggressive on the downforce, and
Yes.
others went very passive on the downforce.
I was going to say Buck 20 did, but then he rungs 500 wings at every track anyway, so I can't exactly vouch for him on that.
Yeah, but like I think me, Sam, and Mark, Guardian, are all on the same setup. They're all my setup. So
Oh, decent. Oh, fair enough. There you go.
And in
then.
the sprint race, Sam right behind me the entire time.
Yeah, I know. It was an almost for him. Not quite, though. You beat him.
Skill
You
difference.
got the points. Oh, no.
But yeah,
Right.
it was some good racing. I look really forward
No,
to
it was
coming
great.
back to your stream.
Oh, thank you, man. No, it was great. So, quick summary on your week, how well it went. Yes, good things, bad things.
Well, especially in the sprint race, shit starts. But a lot of aggressive and very enthusiastic overtakes.
Brilliant. I think that's about as good of a summary as you can get, really. Thank you very much. And you know what? 3 races next week. I'm looking forward to that as well. That should be good fun.
It's gonna be heavy.
It's going to be heavy, yes, absolutely. But, nah, we'll have fun. We always have fun.
Really? Where?
Well, I do, anyway. But then I'm in the comms box, so that's different, I guess.
Yeah, you don't feel the despair when you get taken out.
No, I don't. No, actually, no, I felt enough despair at Monaco after only doing 1 lap, and I decided that was the end of my career.
Nice. All right.
Brilliant. Nice one, Dirk. I'll catch you soon, all right?
Yeah, see ya.
Brilliant. Take care, man. Bye. Wonderful. Milo says day 100. Yes! Day 100. Actually, technically, this will be day 99. I'll do a different video for day 100. Is what I'm gonna do. But I'm so close to it. For those of you that don't know, over on my YouTube channel, KarlsCars, subscribe if you haven't already. I've been uploading every single day for 100 days since, I think, the beginning of October, 2nd of October, which feels like it's gone really quickly, but equally, I think the best way I can kind of summarize the whole thing is a balance. It's kind of a balance between going heavy on the editing and making it something that's just chaotic and something that's, in my opinion, too underdone, essentially. So I wanted, like, a happy medium, and I think I found that. Especially in later videos with Alonso career mode and a bunch of other things. So, that's good. I think I found my happy medium and happy balance. And I think I found, basically, the motivation to keep making videos. Which is great. Because I felt like I didn't have that before in a lot of ways. Because I'd upload and then stop for 7 months. Contemplate whether I should. Do it again and then repeat the cycle. Not this time, though. Not this time. You ain't catching me out. I'm so close. Day 99 out of 100 this is, and you were there for this moment. So thank you for being with me on the journey. I do appreciate it. It's been very fun, I must say, and the positivity and the support has been lovely. It really has been lovely, and it doesn't need to be the biggest thing in the world. It never has needed to be. It's needed to have been about the fun, and I've had endless amounts of fun. So that's all you can really ask for, isn't it? Right, Blackout. Sorry, where was I? That was off track. Blackout. If you go off track, you get track limits penalties, and quite a few people experienced that over in Japan, especially those who pitted onto the intermediates too early. You know who you are. In Japan, though, it turns out all 3 tyres are actually pretty good. They all bit into the bitumen nicely, all held their grip together nicely. And the racecraft, again, was pretty fantastic as well. More so in Portugal. I thought Portugal's moves were absolutely phenomenal. Like, yeah, I've got nothing. I've got nothing but superlatives for the racecraft today. I absolutely loved it. And I absolutely loved commentating, which leads me to say a big thank you to Blackout for allowing me to commentate on this League Racing series. As always, it is nothing but an absolute pleasure, and I can't imagine doing anything different with my Monday evening. Even if my car is officially balked, which is not very fun. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, what a fun evening it's been. And don't worry, the fun doesn't stop there. We had 2 races today in Portugal and Japan. And while it's not on the official calendar, we are doing reruns of 3 races next Monday. Those being Australia, Spain, and Brazil. Those 3. The grids are already set because we did qualifyings for them. It's just the races that we need to finish. And if I choose to race, I'll be starting last. So if you want to see me go from last to last in an epic challenge, then be sure to join me next week. But until then, I hope you all... Firstly, I hope I'm going to send you all very, very happy wishes for 2024. Hope you all do everything you wanted to do. I hope you all accomplish everything you want to accomplish. Work hard, be good, and you will get very, very far in life. I can guarantee you that. And so, it leads me to say I thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you want to watch all of the VODs of Blackout commentaries, present and past, then go to the KarlsCars YouTube channel. I could even say future, to be honest, depending on when you're watching this. But go to the KarlsCars YouTube channel, go to the commentary playlist, and you will find all of the Blackout shenanigans over there. Make sure you don't miss out on next week, 8 o'clock British time, on the Monday evening for the final week of Season 2. Until then, once again, I thank you for watching. Have an absolutely wonderful evening, and I'll see you soon.